In Qatar, it is more expensive to buy McDonald's than it is to fill up your car. Also, in the year 2022, Qatar will host the FIFA World Cup. One of their most popular food dishes is roast camel, and Qatar is located to the right of Saudi Arabia. Today we will discuss the history, the production, the economics and politics, and the major companies of Qatar.
Qatar is located in Western Asia, occupying the small Qatar Peninsula on the northeastern coast of the Arabian Peninsula. Its only land border is with Saudi Arabia to the south, with the rest of its territory surrounded by the Persian Gulf. Before the discovery of oil, Qatar's economy focused on fishing and pearl hunting. Exploratory drilling in Qatar first began in 1938. Dukhan 1 was the name of the first well drilled in Qatar. By 1940, Qatar was producing 4,000 barrels of oil per day. The beginning of World War II delayed the development of oil production for a little while, but after a couple of years, production resumed, and by 1949, Qatar began exporting the oil to other countries. In 1949, the first offshore concessions were granted to U.S. companies, the Superior Oil Company and the Central Mining and Investment Corporation. However, their offshore exploration efforts were not successful, and their concessionary rights were surrendered. The Shell Company of Qatar received concession for offshore exploration on the continental shelf in 1952. Offshore oil production began in 1964. Most offshore findings related to oil were discovered around the island of Hulul. Qatar joined the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries in 1961. Annual oil production more than doubled between 1960 and 1970. The Qatar National Petroleum Company was formed in 1972 in order to deal with oil operations. The Qatar General Petroleum Corporation was established 2 years later. In 1973, oil production reached 570,000 barrels per day.
Qatar is the largest exporter in liquefied natural gas in the world. Qatar's non-crude liquids production has grown significantly over the past several years, largely as a result of increased natural gas production in the country. Oil production in Qatar is estimated to reach an output level of 800,000 barrels a day by 2017.
Approximately 14% of the world's natural gas reserves are located in Qatar. Qatar has the 13th largest reserve in the world. Their total liquid production in Qatar is comprised of crude oil, condensates, natural gas plant liquids, and other liquids. In 2012, Qatar's liquid production was 1.6 million barrels a day. Most of Qatar's reserves are located in North Field. 3 of their oil fields account for greater than 85% of their crude oil production capacity. Qatar is the richest country in the world today. It's known for its natural gas reserves. The increased liquefied natural gas production in particular has driven Qatar's rapid economic growth. This country possesses 25.47 trillion cubic meters of natural gas in its proven reserves, which amounts to 15% of the world's total reserves. Qatar's economy took a hit in 2009 due to the world market slumping. They came back in 2010 and reached an all-time high in their gross domestic product and have since been doing very well for the size of their country. Qatar does not have much economic diversity, though. It knows that it needs to become more independent from the oil and natural gas industry. It plans to maximize the potential of natural gas industry to produce more money and put that money towards other parts of their economy that could use more help. Qatar's government is involved in a limited government. Basically, the government stays out of the citizens' affairs and has no individual income tax or corporate tax. The oil revenues mostly fund the government. Qatar's foreign policy has helped the government politically. It includes bringing peace to their country between conflicting parties, creating strong allies with neighboring countries, and supplying an indispensable product to the world, which in this case would be natural gas.
Qatar Petroleum is a state-owned corporation that was established in 1974. As a corporation, they are responsible for all phases of the oil and gas industry in Qatar. QP is committed to take its part as both a concerned partner and affiliate to the protection, preservation, and conservation of natural environment, while ensuring that the company's employees and the general public live a clean, safer world. Qatar Petrochemical Company, QAPCO, is one of the leading producers of ethylene and low-density polyethylene, LDPE in the Middle Eastern region. QAPCO's values are integrity and ethics, relationship and trust, teamwork and collaboration, achievement of goals, creativity and innovation, freedom of act, recognition of achievements, and learning and growth. Qatargas, established in 1984, pioneered the liquefied natural gas (LNG) industry in Qatar. Today, Qatargas is the largest LNG producing company in the world with an annual LNG production capacity of 42 million tons per annum (MTA). By the year 2015, Qatargas is planning to be the world's premier LNG company. RasGas is one of the world's premier integrated LNG enterprises and has an inevitable reputation for being a safe and reliable supplier of LNG that has transformed a regional resource into a key component of the global energy mix. Its primary products are LNG for overseas export, for which it has a total production capacity of approximately 37 million tons per annum. Before we close today, here are some concluding facts to think about. Before the discovery of oil, Qatar's economy focused on fishing and pearl hunting. Approximately 14% of the world's natural gas reserves are located in Qatar, and now Qatar is the largest exporter of liquefied natural gas in the world.